Hi everyone. For this lesson, we'll take a look at scatter plots and correlations. Scatter plots are used when we want to find out if there's a relationship between two data sets. And there are three main types of correlation that we're going to look at. A positive, one where there's no correlation, and a negative one. Okay, the first data set we're going to look at is the number of hours that students study for a test versus test scores. So we'll have the number of hours that students study for a test go on the x-axis, and we'll have the test scores run on the y-axis. Alright, so here's the scatter plot of the two data sets, where we have the number of hours along the x-axis and the test scores along the y-axis. As you can see, the data points are not very scattered. Instead, they seem to lie on a straight line going in the positive direction. So this tells you that there is a relationship between the two data sets. Alright, so this scatter plot has a high positive correlation. It's high because most of the data points lie on this line here. And it's positive because as you increase the number of hours, the test scores also increased. And this green line that is drawn is known as the trend line or the line of best fit. And what you can do with the trend line is you can pick 2 points that are on the trend line, like so, and after you label the points, x1, y1, x2, y2, you can use the slope formula to find an equation for the trend line. So the equation can be found by using the slope formula here and the slope-intercept formula, which is y equals mx plus b. Now let's take a look at some other types of correlation. Now for this scatter plot, it shows that the two data sets have a low positive correlation because the data points are a bit more scattered than the one we looked at before. Now for this scatter plot, it tells us that there is no correlation between the two data sets. For this scatter plot, it exhibits a low negative correlation. That means if you increase the value of x, so as x increases, y decreases. Okay? Now for this scatter plot, it shows us that there is a high negative correlation between the two data sets. That is, if you increase the x value, the y value tends to decrease. So in summary, scatter plots are very useful to check to see if there's a relationship between two data sets. Then we looked at correlation, and if most of the data points go up like this in the scatter plot, then it's a positive correlation. If it's all scattered all over the place, then there's no correlation. And if it goes in this direction, then we say that it has a negative correlation. And we're done. And we're happy.